we're trying something a little new at SportscarGlobal.com, so just switch that on. With Oliver Jarvis. Of the tracks around the WEC calendar, how does Spa rate for you?
I mean, Spa's one of the best tracks in the world, whether on any calendar. For me, it's a strange one for me because I love driving it. I love coming here, but it's never been one where we've got the results. I think I had a podium on my first attempt in the WEC, but ever since then we've been unlucky here, and it certainly feels like it's that unluckiness has continued so far this weekend. We're not even started qualifying yet, so I hope we can turn it around. But it'd be nice to get back on the podium here and sort of have a good weekend.
Yeah, we see how from the timing sheet we see how the sectors build. Is there any particular area of the track that you really enjoy?
I love Eau Rouge. I think everyone does.
Yeah.
When the car's working well, Eau Rouge is just one of those corners where you want to lift. There's something about it that makes you want to lift your foot off the throttle. And I mean, even sometimes you lift without knowing, because when you go into that compression, as it suddenly lifts up out, you feel I mean, I remember when I first drove here, you almost had to make a conscious effort to
stamp
push
your
that
foot.
Little bit more power on the throttle, because just by that compression as the car lifts up, you could feel your leg coming off, and you'd be like, I'm flat, and you look on the data and you're like, no, not quite. And whilst it probably doesn't, that 5% lift doesn't make any difference, there's no need to do it. And it's very difficult. I mean, I love Eau Rouge, I have to say. I also really enjoy, as you get to the top of the Rouge, we call it 5, 6 and 7. I don't know the name, but I love the braking there. When you're arriving at tremendous speed, and it's a hard brake, and I love that section of corners as well. I think Spa's got everything. It's got some quick corners, got some very slow technical corners in the last chicane and turn one. For such a long track, and it's not easy to overtake either. If you get the traffic in the wrong places, it's huge time loss. Whereas if you take Silverstone, even though that's quick and flowing, you've got more options. Even the likes of Beckett's or Stowe, you can go outside. You can pass. Whereas here, places like Pouhon, there's nowhere you can go.
No.
The track of the nature where if you arrive at the wrong time, you've got to release the throttle and wait. And unfortunately, once you lose your momentum, it then makes it very difficult even to overtake them after Pouhon into the next section.
Yeah, and when you arrive at the final chicane, the cambers and everything in there, do they assist the rotation of the car, or is there anything special you do?
No, I mean the feeling certainly this weekend into the last chicane is it's quite bumpy on the way in.
Right.
You really struggle to slow the car down, and you feel that everything's pushing you out on that first turn. We want to turn right and keep it nice and tucked in at the apex, and you feel everything makes you want to brake late and makes the car want to push out into the runoff. So it's very, very difficult and very technical, and even more, it's very hard to pass cars up the inside there, because even the GTs and the LMP2s, they brake at a very similar point to us. So you've got to be really sure that they've seen you and you can make that move up the inside. And I think that will have a big impact on the race tomorrow. Just watching some of the onboard and some of the track footage, the LMP1s are struggling to overtake here. It's not been as clear cut as it is at other circuits.
And is that hitting VMAX and other cars being in the same zone?
I think it's just, it appears this weekend that the track's quite greasy, quite low grip, and it means we don't seem to have that advantage on the brakes.
Right.
We're arriving quicker, but because the track grip's so low, the feeling is we have to brake maybe slightly earlier than normal, and you're not getting that last chance to attack on the entry. And plus, because it's such low grip, you can't, let's say, dive bomb up the inside, because the car will wash out, and you risk running into the car you've overtaken. So you really have to make that move earlier. And like I say, it's making life a little bit more difficult than I've felt the last couple of years.
That's great, Oliver. Thank you.
One of the things that happened in F1 was that there was this burning